Here we are.
Hello, my friends. Welcome
Hi.
to an episode of Spirit Chat. And Sharon's already hopping on board. She already said hello. I didn't even get a chance to introduce her. Okay, so my special guest, and I'm super stoked having her because this is the first time we're actually doing an actual like podcast, a video of some sort. But Sharon is a dear friend of mine who is also a feng shui master. And she has been studying, what is it, since, did you say what, since 2004 or 2000 or?
Yep. 2004 is when I actually got certified for the first time.
Okay. Yeah.
So since 2000, I've been practicing.
Okay, so do you want to give a little blurb of like how you started and what inspired you to do this work, which I find fascinating, by the way?
I know it really is. Everyone's stories are really fascinating. Like yours is fascinating. Mine was something similar to yours, where all of a sudden a book appeared to me. A friend was clearing clutter, and just happened to. I hadn't seen him for a long time, and he said, "Hey, I was going through my books, and I think you might find this interesting." And it was a book on feng shui, and I thought, one, why me? I've never talked about it. I know nothing about it. For
Hmm.
some reason, he just said, I just had this feeling to give it to you. And so then I got into it and I thought, this is really cool. And at the time, what was I doing? I wasn't even doing interior design or anything. I was doing website design, like something totally not into,
Called Left Brain
energy.
or Left Brain.
Yeah, absolutely. So I got into it, and then I thought, well, my first instincts were this is all just for the Chinese culture.
Hmm.
So then, Google, start Googling it, and I see Richard Branson's into it, and I see Oprah's into it. I see the offices of Wall Street Journal, United Airlines, and it's like, wow, that really gave it some substance and some um, validity. So then I thought, well, now I really have to get into it. And then, of course, once I get into anything and it's grabbed my attention, I have to go full circle. So right into going into a class. Well, actually, first from the book, I started buying other books,
Hmm.
and one was Terry Catherine Collins' book, and because it's a very easy to do, and very easy to get into. And I started to feng shui my house, and I thought I'm just going to prove it wrong. It was my first thought. It's like this isn't going to work, and I did something, and oh my god, it worked. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, well, we'll try it again. That was a coincidence. And after like 10 coincidences of it working, I thought there was really something going on here. So then I flew up to California and I took Terry Catherine's college course, which was about 2 weeks long. I got certified there. That was in 2004 and graduated. And then I took courses in the US, and blah, 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 all the way along, right till about 2013. I think I finally went to Malaysia to
Mm.
one of my lot more in depth masters. And that's where I got my master's from. And I got master's with distinction because there was 200 people, students from all over the world, which I made really great friends with. And there were six of us, most of them Asian, obviously,
Hmm.
being in
Hmm.
Malaysia. And there were six of us that got feng shui masters with distinction. So that was kind of cool. And I remember saying to my teacher, I go, hey, we should team up and we should like take over Canada. And he just looked at me and he said, you can do this on your own.
Hmm.
And that gave me so much confidence. And then, yeah, then I started the feng shui, the Canadian schools of feng shui, and started teaching. I had over 4,000 students go through my class,
That's a
through all my
lot.
classes, all my courses. Yeah, from all over Canada. People came from all over Canada.
Quick question before I forget to ask, what's the feng shui distinction? Never heard that term before.
It's like with honors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was in the honor roll. There's only six of us that he felt
Okay.
really, really got it. There was five. There was five exams, huge exams that we had to do. One was for shopping plaza. We had a feng shui a shopping plaza. We had a feng shui a graveyard.
Ooh.
We had a feng shui a condo building that was just going up. And I forget what the other one was. But feng shui started with burial of the dead. So, which is interesting.
Feng shui, a graveyard. Can you
Yep.
share a little bit about that?
Feng shui in the graveyard. We had to go through. Of course, none of us, hardly any of us, anyways, could speak Chinese
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Mandarin or whatever they were speaking there, and we had to go through and look for the one thing that that I remember is that we had to look for the royalty or the no, not royalty. It was more the spiritual people, like the
Okay.
Pope. If you're a Catholic, the high priests graveyards, without even looking at what was written there.
Okay.
And that was spirituality is round. Um, we had to look for the things that have a dome. So if you look in France and Spain and European companies in different places, when you see a dome, it's usually over like the Vatican,
Mm-hmm,
or
mm-hmm.
you'll see a lot of domes. So we had to look for that. And then there's the people who the people who were put in not so auspicious places were the ones that couldn't afford feng shui. It's all rocky and brambly, and
Okay, I get it now. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like, okay, this is a poor section because they couldn't afford feng shui. And here, underneath the beautiful trees and beautiful flowers, and where the sun comes up in the morning, all that area was the rich because they could afford feng shui. And that's how it all started. Was where do we
Interesting.
bury our ancestors
Mm-hmm.
so that when their DNA is in the ground, it will come back, like, from ashes, ashes,
Mm-hmm.
dust to
Mm-hmm.
dust, and then new energy comes out of that. Their DNA is in the ground and mixes with the earth, and then it produces the kids and the more and whoever else is coming up, and then that will be favorable for them. So they feel if they treat the spirits and their DNA and their ashes and whatnot in a very auspicious way, then it'll be very favorable for the rest of the family as they grow older.
Interesting. All
Yeah.
about, I would call that intention.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Just setting the
Absolutely.
intention, right?
Yeah. We're
Passing
putting
down
them in
the
the right
energy.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they're going to,
Interesting.
it was all about the riches too back then. So
Yes.
if we bury Uncle Bob and Grandpa in a good place, their spirit will look good, favorable over them, and make sure we get all the money and favorable energy.
I'll have to remember that when it's my time.
Yes. A little
Funny.
tip. It's okay if you get cremated. Just keep all the ashes in one place. Don't be
Yeah.
saying for a little bit in my locket and a little bit for that person, a little bit for that person, a little bit in the lake, and
Yeah.
that spreads the DNA. And they said they can mess up the family later.
Mm. Mm. I don't know if I buy that one.
Well, I'm just saying what feng shui says.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, yeah. No.
Yeah, I'm keeping all mine intact. I'm putting it in one place.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna go with my dad.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah, we're very close.
I have a special place where I'd want mine. Obviously, I want to be cremated, but there was a special place that we went with the kids. It was the same place up here in Northern Ontario, in Caledon, called Bell Fountain. And this,
Oh
we
yes,
went
yeah,
there every year. That was our family portraits. And
yeah,
there's a rock there where my kids would sit on the same rock. And then over the
yes.
years, all of a sudden
I've
they could
seen
no
those
longer
pictures.
sit on the rock. So it's just a very special
Yeah,
place. I don't know. And
absolutely.
it's very sacred to me. So
Yeah,
that's.
that's the place
So I
for
want to
sure.
share for my listeners how I came upon feng shui. And that was, again, in Port Credit, Ontario. I'm in the library and nobody else was in the aisle, and no joke, no joke. And this is what, how many years? I'm going to say maybe 10,
At
12
least 10.
years. I'm going to say maybe 10 to 12 years. And so I'm by myself in the aisleway, and this book, no joke, falls out onto the floor. And there's no one else around. And I'm like, okay. So I pick
Yeah,
it up
me
and
on
I'm
the
like,
other side poking it out.
yeah. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what this is, but I'm going to take it home. And I could not put the book down. I'm like, whoa. It was just because it's energy, right? That's what feng shui is the movement of energy, placement of energy, and attracting energy, letting go and clearing energy. And so I was like, I am so into this. And I immediately was like, okay, I want to know more, just like you. As soon as I got that thought, that idea, I became inspired by it. And of course, I started implementing, the theories in my home as well. Started noticing, as you would say, if there was serendipity, synchronicities, fortunes coming way, opportunities were coming my way. And so right away, I get on my internet and I'm like, okay, I need to find someone who's teaching this. And lo and behold, there was going to be a workshop the following weekend by the known feng shui master, Sharon, who lives 10 minutes from my home. Like, what were the chances of that? I was like, okay, this is just, And you know how they say if it's meant to be, if there's no blocks, there's no red flags, if there's the right time, it was the right play, like right price, everything.
And it was free.
Well, it
Or,
was
or
it
very almost free. I don't know,
yes.
$10 or something.
Yeah,
I was
because you're doing like an entry level or something, right?
yeah,
It was
yeah. It
an
was an
introduction.
yeah.
And now here we are, how many years later? And I still, it's part of who I am. You know, I had
Yeah.
a feng shui in my home for, in-person sessions, for group readings. And so that's leading into what I want you to mention to my listeners is what is the main reason for clearing our homes in regards to business, spirits, and things like that?
Absolutely. Well, in feng shui, that is the first thing you've got to do before you do anything. People think feng shui is all about moving furniture around. You can't do anything until you have the space to do it. And while you're doing it, we were talking about intention. You have to set the intention while you're doing it. But the biggest reasons for clearing clutter is what happens with clutter is that you end up with stuck energy
Mm-hmm.
and you cannot move on. You can't find that new job. You can't find that new relationship. You can't get over past issues until you clear that energy from your home, whatever space you're in, your car, and your office, things like that. So, yeah, so that's the first thing. There's clear the clutter. And then once the clutter is cleared, then you have a better intuition of what you need to do. And it's interesting. One of the things that I was taught in my first classes was that we had to sit in each room and look at what we had. So
Mm-hmm.
they said, sit in the living room, sit in the bedroom, sit in the kitchen, and just look. And and with a different type of eye, with like a feng shui eye, I used to
Mm-hmm.
say,
Mm-hmm.
what is there? And you're surprised to go, why am I hanging on to this? It's been
Yeah.
there for
Mm-hmm.
2 years and I've never used it. I meant to clear it out. I meant to give it away. I meant to put it in a garage sale and it's still there. And then something else. And I've never liked this, and it's been in my environment. So you start to realize you have stuck energy
Mm-hmm.
because you have so much stuff. It just keeps piling and piling and piling up and you don't know what's underneath everything. You have negative energy of things that maybe someone gave you you really didn't like, but it's out because Aunt Martha was one of your favorite aunts.
Which leaves a
uh,
bad, and I get that a lot with clients. It's just like, oh, there's this horrible picture my grandmother loved. And like, so you're looking at it and then you're going to have that horrible energy, right?
okay,
Lowers your frequency because you're looking at something you don't want, but you're keeping it because your grandmother loved it. Meanwhile, your grandmother doesn't give two shits. She's not, she doesn't
exactly.
care. She
You know
doesn't
what I mean?
care
They
about it
probably
anymore,
forgot they gave it to you.
right?
They're like, oh yeah, I had that in my house and I didn't like it, so I gave it to you. Yeah, so there's negative energy you really need to clear out, and then it's stuck energy of things that have been there for way too long. Let's see, there's positive energy, right? The things that you absolutely love. So what you do with the things that you love is that you move them around a bit. You say, you know what, I love this. It's been there for 3 or 4 years. Maybe you're looking for a new job and it's in your career section
Mm-hmm.
and it's been there forever. Even though you love it, it's great. But dust it, clean it, maybe put it on this side of the shelf instead of that side of the shelf. Maybe put something else beside it. Do something with it. There's an
Mm-hmm.
old
Mm-hmm.
ancient Chinese philosophy that says if you want change in your life, move 27 things. Now, back then they didn't have much. Now we have like millions of things, little
So
tiny
why, but
things.
why 27?
Just move 27 objects in your environment,
But why the
and
number
that
27 though?
I don't know. It was an old ancient philosophy. It was because they figured you had, at least 27 things, I guess. But I just tell people as soon as you touch anything,
Yeah.
you create that energy. You're taking energy from you. Chi starts from within.
Mm-hmm.
You take your own energy and you're infusing it into that object. So you're already creating a reaction. So if you're creating a reaction with the positive things, move it, clean it, and add there's that intention that you like it, and you're putting a
Mm-hmm.
more positive energy and a cleaner positive energy into it. You're revitalizing it, clearing out the old things, things that aren't useful anymore. You're clearing that out so that somebody else can use it and infuse their energy into. Oh my goodness, I needed a new printer. Maybe I have two. You want to give one away. Or clothes, clearing out your clothes. Go through that closet. That's the one thing I have to do all the time is clearing out.
Yes.
Go through my closet every season I go through and say, okay, am I going to really use this t-shirt next year?
Yeah.
Probably not. Donate it, which is awesome energy to donate things, and recycling, things like that. So you got to go through, see the things that aren't good. And you know it right away. Work with that first intention you have. You look at it and you go, oh, okay, right away, that's not a good energy. Or you pick it up and go, oh my goodness, I always love this. And you almost end up wanting to play with it again or putting it on again because you remember how good you feel in it. So those are the things that you keep. So there's a keep, toss, and donate pile, which is different for when you're doing it for someone else. There's a lot of different other things, but that's basically it for clearing clutter and why you should do it. And it's good for your mental health.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
it's
Yeah.
not an event. It's not like a one-time event. It's a lifestyle.
Hmm.
You keep doing it. As soon as that intuition tells you, why is that there? Or you keep tripping over something. I keep tripping over it. Do something with it. Change it up, get rid of it, fix it. And things that are broken in your environment causes broken energy. Why, why can't I meet a guy in my
That one
dream?
stuck with me.
Yeah, why can't I meet
Yeah.
the guy in my dreams? And then you look in the relationship side of your home and everything's broken, or a big broken lamp or two, or two things that are there and they're broken. Yeah. That's when you go, oh my God. Yeah, that can't be good. So then you fix it or get rid of it.
And
Yeah.
that came up in, I did a group reading last night, and that came up a grandfather, Pat, it was always passed down this big, huge grandfather clock. And it became a big deal in the last week or so because they had to move it because his wife was moved into a nursing
Oh,
home. So
oh.
there's a big discussion around this grandfather clock. And I said, yeah. And so now it needs to be fixed or else that's bad feng shui. Right?
Will it stop time? Yeah.
Right? Everything. So it's just like,
And it's expensive to do. And that's a really hard one. Grandfather's clocks are hard
but
because
any
there's
kind of
really,
clock.
really rare people, any type of, obviously, yeah, any type
Yeah.
of clock. The grandfather clocks, because they are heirlooms and there's very, very few people who can fix them nowadays. So do you go spend thousands of dollars finding someone to fix it? Like, what do you do with it?
Now,
Put it
most
in this.
people will just, it looks nice. It would look nice. So here's the other question I wanted to ask you. What is your favorite? I know mine is Palo Santos, but what is your favorite for clearing, say, energy? I have clients that come into my home a lot, so they come in with their stuff. So what do you suggest? What's your favorite to use?
Um, I do the same, and I move a lot, and I own different places. So I always smudge before. We call it
Yes,
smudging
smudging.
when
Yeah.
you're clearing the negative energy with something of nature.
Hmm.
It can be different types of leaves, whatever really grabs you. Me, I love oak leaves.
Okay.
North American Indian use tobacco.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
sage is a big thing. And I use cedar a lot too. I
Yeah.
actually collect cedars, and you can see out my window there. I have cedar trees. But I'll go after the winter's over. I'll go and collect all the dead leaves and then dry them out, and then I keep them in my little smudge box for when I need to smudge.
I never
I
thought of that. I never
huh?
thought of doing that. I've got, some stuff up north too that I could dry.
Yeah, because it's
But I
in my
never,
environment,
yeah, my favorite ever since I went to
and I'm
Peru,
just planting some sage plants because I want to use that. Sage,
my,
I love. Oh my God, the smell of sage, I just love.
see, I do, but I don't because then you smell like pot. And I don't want my clients smelling that when they walk into my house. So mine, ever since I went to Peru, is Palo Santos. There's just something about
Okay,
that smell.
yeah,
I
whatever
had
it
it
is.
burning this morning on it as an incense, but not the actual stick itself. But to me, there's just that's another thing too, is you want to use something that you enjoy smelling, right? I don't necessarily like the smell of sage, to be honest with you. Only in
There's
ceremonies.
so many other things.
Yeah, I don't mind it in ceremonies because you're doing a lot of spirit work there. But can you share with my listeners and viewers as to why we do this with the clearing and using anything from
Yeah,
nature?
yeah, you call it space clearing, and there's lots of different things you can use. You don't have to just use a lot. I found with my feng shui clients, a lot of them said, "I don't want smoke in my house, like any type of smoke. I don't care what it is." So you can use bells. And okay, so the question was why. So the big why is it breaks up negative energy.
Yeah.
And so I don't, everyone, as you have people coming into your home. Everyone has whatever their baggage that they have, and probably more with you because they're coming in for a clearing of themselves. They're coming with people who have passed away,
Mhm,
and they
mhm,
want questions and they want answers, or they give questions and they want answers. With me, people who my clients are feng shui people who want feng shui, and it's to get past certain issues. They want to get a new job, they want relationship. Why is this cloud hanging over my head? So they're bringing that into your environment, your sacred space.
mhm,
So you want to clear your space while they come in, or you can even smudge them,
mhm.
do the smoke around them before they even come in. So a lot of that stuck energy is
Yeah,
gone from them before they come into your home. And definitely sage it, or clear the energy after they leave, so that it becomes back to your own personal
yeah.
energy again. So you can do it with bells. I have these, I forget what you call them. You probably
Ting
know because you're,
Shaws.
yes, that's it. I knew you would know because
Yeah, I use them every
you're the
day.
yoga guru too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so you do the bells, and I'm probably have mine around somewhere. Also the singing bowl. I'm
Mhm,
just looking at my singing bowl over here because I do that a lot because it's easy and I love the sound of it.
mhm.
Yeah, so bells, and if you don't have anything, people go, "Oh, I don't have anything." It's like, oh my God, clap. Just go in
I've heard.
each
Yeah.
corner of your house and do the clapping, and also set your intention. I enjoy my clients as they come in, and I'm very happy and grateful to be helping them. And this now is back to my own energy that I enjoy, my happiness and
Mhm.
my prosperity and whatever. So I go around clapping, but I love using my bells. I just want to ring that energy and get that energy moving. And I keep all my windows open. I start at my front door, and then go, oh, actually, the back. I start near the back, and I go in each room, in each corner, and then I just bring it all out to the front door. And then, bye, and on your way you go, and
Now, do
back
you
to my.
do anything special for like people who believe they have hauntings? Do you do anything extra with those ones? If they
Um,
believe there's ghosts or they're kind of
oh, I had a
scared.
few. Yeah, I had a few. And I brought in a specialist. This is not my forte.
Yeah.
So I met, I forgot, I think it was someone that was just in one of my classes. And he even had a belt buckle with the Ghostbusters logo
Oh my God.
from the movie. It had the Ghostbusters from the movie, the Ghostbusters. And I would say, well, I have someone who does that. So there's going to be my fee for my what I do feng shui. I said, and then it's his fee. And my clients loved him and said, yeah, there was one. And I sat there while I was doing it. Oh my goodness, he was sweating. And he said, yeah, he'll first come in and say, yes, there is someone there, or I don't think there is. And he's done that. Like, he was very honest, and he goes, there is definitely something here. The people said they felt, at first it was the wife. She said she could feel something. Things were being moved around.
Hmm, hmm,
And then the husband thought she was a little,
hmm.
it's in her
Cuckoo.
imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say that, but yeah, in her imagination. And then he thought he heard a noise in the basement, and he went to the basement door and looked down, and he said he felt something push him, and he fell down the stairs.
Ooh.
And there was nobody in the house but him. So they said, we need somebody. Like, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. So I went there, yeah, and he said, it's gone. He said, I have now attached them to me, and
Ooh.
I'm taking them to holy ground. So he attached the spirit to him, and he said, I'm driving to the closest, and he was just sweating. And he said, I'm attaching the spirit to me, and I'm taking them to the holy ground, and where I will let them be released into to their ancestors. Yeah. And I asked, I called them up like a week later, the clients, and I go, how is it? They go, we felt nothing. Like, I think it's gone. There's no pushing, nothing being moved around. She goes, I think it's gone. So I have been there doing that
Because I find
with my clients.
sometimes for
Next time I'll call
me,
you. No.
well, for me, I look at it that sometimes they're not haunting. Sometimes it's their loved ones that are just trying to
Oh yeah.
communicate, right?
Oh yeah.
So
Oh
it could
yeah. My
be,
ancestors are
but
around me all the time.
but a lot of people do think they're hauntings. Like, no, they're just trying to say hello. You're not aware. So they're doing anything to move things or make a
Yeah.
picture fall off the wall just to
Yeah.
say, hey, I'm here. You keep asking me, come near me or let me know you're here. So some people
Oh,
take it the wrong way, right?
yeah.
So
In that case, it was someone who had died in the house.
yeah.
Or they had just bought it. They were only in there maybe 3 or 4 years, and it was someone that had not gone, not had left yet, and they didn't know who they were, who the person
Hmm.
was. Somebody unbeknown to them, so they wouldn't want that. But yeah, for me, for sure, there's I get pokes all the time from, and I know who it is too.
Yeah.
I know it's either, and it's funny. It's either my mother for when I do something I shouldn't, like a little mom, like you're being bad, little girl. You should better be more respectful, or don't be teasing people or something. Um, my husband, who passed away, I asked him to come when I need a big deal to be done. I go, come on, you're the deal maker. You be over my shoulder telling me whether I should take it or not. My dad, he was the comedian and the protector.
Yeah.
So when I'm in a scary situation, I put my hand out. I go, Dad, put your hand on mine, and get me through this.
Get me through this. Yeah. And they
You know,
love that. Loved ones love
yeah.
that when you ask
When
them
I
for
first started
assistance.
going to Ottawa, like I did a lot of classes in Ottawa, and it was a 5 hour drive, and I drive at night. And sometimes it would be stormy, and I'm driving through the dark, and my heart's up to here, and I go, okay, Dad, you'll be here to get me through this.
Make me feel safe.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'd start singing old songs, and I could just feel him smiling, like, hey, I got you, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
I
you.
love it. I
Hey, it's
love
you and
that.
I again.
So I have
Remember
one
how we
more.
used
I have
to
one
mom?
more subject that I want to quickly touch base with, if you don't mind. First of all, I want to before I forget. Here's the book. So
Oh,
you recognize it? That's the book that started it for me.
yeah,
This is the one that fell, and it's
yeah,
called, just for my listeners, "The Western Guide to Feng Shui, Room by Room."
yeah,
Right? And you taught with her. She was your teacher, Tara Catherine Collins. She's got
yes,
some amazing books. I do. If you look, you can't see it, but on my bookshelf, I have that one section that's just all about feng shui.
yeah. I hope you
Yeah.
have all mine too.
So, but and I've never really thanked you. Like I have to thank you.
Oh, honey.
Yeah, I even had my own. I started my own before I started getting
Being my
really
friend is all
serious.
the things
What's
I
that?
need. Being my friend, a true friend, is all the things that I need.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
We've gone through
Well,
a few
we're
things.
going to be doing some more of this because there's, I
Yeah.
like to call it, and I believe I heard this from you and it stuck with me,
Red and Raven.
is is that feng shui is the art of science, right?
Uh, there is science, mathematics,
And
and
art.
astrology all mixed in
Yeah,
together.
all mixed
People
in.
don't realize that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't. There's so much more that we could tap into. But just one more thing, and I brought it to your attention. I just want to kind of scratch the surface because I'm going to be doing like a series of this with my other medium friend, and that is having that uncomfortable conversation with your loved ones before you pass.
Mm.
And where I want to just jump right in is, how important is it for us to declutter before we pass?
Well, you're doing a huge favor to whoever.
Huge.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Because what people don't realize, I guess, before they pass, that it's going to be so emotional. It's a lot of work, and added onto the work itself. What do I donate? What do I, give away? What do I keep? Um, it's you throw all that big emotion stuff in it. You don't want to have the person feel like you're throwing their life away or their
ex-
memories away.
yes.
So many people tell me they put stickers on the bottom of things and say, "Hey, this is for my daughter. This is for my
Oh,
son.
I
This is."
like that actually.
Yeah, things that are of value or things that you want to leave to people, they have stickers under them. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Just a little tiny story about my aunt. My mother was from 9 kids, and there was one specific aunt that I absolutely loved. I thought her heart was so big, and she was into ceramics, and she made all these weird looking gnomes and things for people's gardens. And I thought, I didn't care what it was. I said to my mother, when you go, pick out something for me. She had names under each thing that she wanted for certain people, and they came
Yeah.
and they took those. And then there was like these 100 other ceramic things that she made for the rest of the family. So the rest of the family was allowed in one day, and they could take whatever they wanted. And I said to my mom, Aunt Jess was very special to me. I'd like something.
Take a breath.
And she said, sorry, but there was only one thing left, and I took it for you. And it was this.
Oh,
What
beautiful.
is my symbol that I have a tattoo of? Is a dove, and it looks just like that. It was a
So that
dove.
was meant for you. You know that was meant for you.
Absolutely. And that's my symbol of peace and harmony. That's what I'm all about. It's about peace and harmony and connecting people. Like bring in the peace. Let's all just bring in that peace to
Mhm.
ourselves and to the world. And boy, would it ever be a different place. And it was so simple. Like this is not, I'm thinking that's not my Aunt Jess. Like my Aunt Jess is, she had all these weird clowns and things. And I thought
Yeah.
that's what I was going to get, gnomes and clowns. And this is what came back. Beautiful, simple lines. That's me.
Yeah.
That's absolutely me. So I've had that for a long time.
Yeah. Well, you were definitely meant to have that. But
Yeah.
just coming back to what I had just mentioned is the reason why I brought it up is because I just had a client the other day, same thing, is it's a hard process when we lose a loved one because we don't have time to grieve. We just go right to the funeral,
Yeah.
right? Then you got to deal with the estate and this and
Awful.
that, all the paperwork, and then there's sibling rivalries.
Oh,
But a friend of mine, she went to her mom's home. Everything looked fine upstairs, but as soon as she went downstairs, she couldn't breathe because there was so much stuff.
and
And
that's where the stagnant energy is
yeah,
in the
and
basement.
so
Never want to
stagnant
sleep in the basement.
energy, but then
Yeah.
it's still, again, it's not allowing her to go through the grieving process. And like you said earlier, it's like, well, how's my mom going to feel if I throw this away, if I throw this away? And like I always say, they're not attached to it. And I always say to my clients, pick out the most precious items, just the small little precious items, and donate the rest or sell the rest, or whatever. And so my client, she had a tough time with this. And she said, luckily, she had family members that were willing to come and who had pickup trucks. But because of this process, she ended up in the hospital herself
Yeah.
because, again, she wasn't able to grieve. She had to deal with siblings, wanted more money, wanted this, wanted that. And my heart just went out to her. And it's like, I have to do a podcast to remind people you've got to have that uncomfortable
Think
conversation
about it.
and
Yeah.
talk about how do you want to be buried or cremated, where,
And the
what
things
to
you
do
want
with
people to find.
yeah, that's another thing. Like, if you got a tickle trunk, you better make sure you got a best friend in there to clear that out before your kids see it. Yeah, I did mention that. Got to find the humor in this somehow, right? Think
Yeah.
about it. It's like, some people say, well, when I'm dead, I'm dead. It doesn't matter. It's like, yeah, it
Yeah, it
does
does.
matter because you're
You'll be
leaving
right there.
all of this stuff for your family members to deal with, right?
Yeah,
So,
two things I'd like to say. One is when you're looking at them and you're deciding what things you want to keep, like for keepsakes, it should either be useful, like repurpose furniture, or there's a lamp or
mhm,
something you might want to need, and that way you
okay.
can keep that memory, and then
Yeah.
you give it renewed life also. And the other ones that does it bring joy. Pick the things that makes you feel happy and say, I remember that funny hat that Aunt so and
Oh, I
so,
like
the
that.
necklace, whenever she had it on,
Mhm.
it'd be at family functions, and she used to make me feel so good. Don't keep the things that remind you of death
And make you
or
sad.
make you sad. If it makes you feel sad, those are the ones that you should clear. Keep the
Hmm.
ones that make you put a smile on your face.
Oh, I like that.
So you
Yeah.
look at it and go, oh my God, I can use that, or it puts a smile on my face. That should be kept.
Yeah. Good.
Remember the memories.
I like that. So I'm going to close it there. But before we do, first of all, I want to say thank you for coming on the show. And I got a very
Invite.
strong feeling that you're going to be back again because I'm hoping that my listeners or my viewers may have some questions. And if they do have questions, how do they contact you? How can they find you?
Um, a lot of my stuff is under my name, Sharon Hay. There's sharonhay.ca. So that's the school. Um, there's fengshuihay.com.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely just remember my name, Google my name, but sharonhay.ca. And on there's a contact area. You can email
Okay.
me. You can send me a note on there. I'd love to hear any questions that you have that I can do follow-ups with. Like I say, I've learned feng shui from Malaysia to, the US to
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Canada, and I feng shui places all over the world. Um, so yeah, that's the way you can contact me. And if you want, I can send you books, and I have written many books about different areas of feng shui.
I love it.
Yeah, and I'll be doing some
Okay.
podcasts too
And then I'm
soon.
going to bring you back, and then we'll have a
Yeah,
little series ourselves. So, because I love this talk. I do. If it's
easy.
going to make a difference, regarding relationships, love lives, health, abundance, all of that, we
Yeah,
can. And again, because it's all energy, and that's what we do is we work with
there's
energy.
9 podcasts right there of all the different areas in the
Yep.
background map.
So we'll have nine more shows.
At least, at least.
Okay, Sharon, thank you so much. I hope my viewers and listeners enjoyed this as much as I having you on the show. Until next time, we'll see you on the other side.
Many blessings.